Okay. Good day to everyone. I'm Naomi Hui, the representative from Group 2, Fabulous 5, Fabulous 5 as representative of the principal. And Najwa is the, I'm forgotten to switch on my camera. Okay, let me continue. I'm the representative from Group 2, Fabulous 5 as the representative of the principal. And Najwa is the representative from Group 6, OAs as the representative of the agents. This is an agency agreement between Fazer Yacht Company, the principal, and OA's agency, the agent, effective on 11 December 2022. The principal is the largest selling yacht company in Malaysia, who focus on selling super yachts and luxury motor yachts, while the agent has experience and knowledge in selling yachts and is willing to serve as the principal's agent. After signing this agreement, OA's agency is appointed as the agent of Fazer Yacht Company. Duties and obligation of principal are basically obey all express and implied terms in this agreement. Pay for loss of agent during duty, provide correct and necessary information to the agent for their duty, pay 1% of sale price per unit as commission of agent, and lastly, not prevent the agent from earning commission except the agent breach. In this agreement, principal allow agent to do all act with principal's consent, but also entitled for all of the profit and benefits that earned by the agent without principal knowledge. If the agent breached the contract, principal is entitled to all gains or damages caused by the agent and even rescind the transaction. The termination of agreement must be in written notice. The agent needs to pay a principal all expenses within 30 days after receiving of the documentation of expenses. If agent act fraudulently or create the ship deals document by themselves, then the contract is voidable and principal is liable for the contract. And for the agent who involved will be fined or even suffer criminal penalties. Basically, agents level of authorities is what written in this contract. However, the agent given authority in urgent if following conditions are fulfilled, which the agent cannot contract the principal. The agent act to prevent principal's damage or loss and act in good faith. For the identification to third parties, the agent should always identify itself as principal's agent all time while acting within the scope of this agency. For maintenance, principal is the one responsible for the mechanical, structural, and cleanliness of the yacht. And agent is allowed to do all act to attract the attention of a potential purchaser, such as advertising and so on. In this agreement, the insurance covers fire and theft until the yacht is sold or contract is terminated. However, the agent is liable for principal's damages or loss due to agent's behavior while in care of the agent. And the loss due to act of God will be reimbursed by the insurance. For the claim in this agreement, the agent shall notify the claim within 24 hours by filing all necessary documents and copies of documents to the principal and principal's insurance agent. For the return checks, the agent is liable if there are damages on customers' checks provided by the agent and cause the check uncollectible. The agent is required to pay first for all the cost of issuing principal's bill transmission and other government mandates documents. After that, agent is entitled to reimburse for those costs and will be paid by the principal within 13 days after the end of each calendar quarter. The agent shall indemnify for all agents' act, omission, breach, and non-fulfillment. For the legal fee, if one of the parties violate the agreement, the party who violate is responsible for all legal fees included for the other parties. Basically, this agreement is effective for 4 years and will be auto-renewed for another 4 years at the end of each period, unless either party terminate it in written form before 60 days of the expiration. And the termination can be done if there are breach of contract or the other parties is insolvent. And the effect of the termination is all the payment must be done before the effective date of the termination. And all the written notice as stated previously will be sent to the terminal as stated below. And that's all for the company part under agency agreement. I'll pass the floor to Najwa for the following presentation.
Thank you, Liao. Assalamualaikum and a very good day to Dr. and my fellow classmates. Now I will proceed with the overview of agents part in the contract, which consists of background of the company, duties and obligation of agent, liabilities of agent, breach of contract, payment term agreement, indemnification, records and force measure. Next slide. Okay, first, the background of the agent's company. Our company's name is All Ace Agency. This agency was established on 7 August 2012 by Ms. Basundra, the director of the agency. And this agency is one of the big agencies that have 500 to 1,000 workers to assist growth in the selling yacht agency industry. Besides, the nature of the business is one of the service agencies that helps the company to sell and promote their yacht not only in Malaysia but also worldwide. And our mission is to deliver personalized service of the highest standard to clients all over the world. And over the years, we have had the privilege to sell an extensive range of new and pre-owned yachts to satisfy the clients worldwide. Next slide. Next is the duties and obligation of the agent. It is basically explain what the agent needs to do and is supposed to do. For example, agents must not sell, contract or deal on behalf of the principal without complete acknowledgement of the nature of the business. And then the agent must separate the capital and also principal and trust capital. Agent cannot make any secret profit and always keep the confidentiality in the business and give the best in promotional activities so that more customers are aware of the nature of the business that currently we are doing. Next slide. Next is the liabilities of agent. Agent shall not be liable to the principal for any loss, damage, delay, or expense of whatsoever nature, whether directly or indirectly, unless loss, damage, delay, or expense has a result from agent's personal act or omission committed with the intent to cause or recklessly and aware that those damages is a series of incidents giving rise to a claim. But the claim should not exceed 15 times the remuneration, which is 50,000 ringgit and 400,000 ringgit for liability cap. Besides, the principal need to keep agent indemnified and hold us harmless against all action, proceeding, claims, demands or liabilities that arising out of or in the connection with the performance of the agreement. Next slide. Okay, next I will explain a bit about the rights of the agent and what if the principal breach the duty owed to the agent. Firstly, the right to get remuneration when the agents complete the obligation and indemnified against consequences of lawful act and acts done in the good faith. And however, if the principal breached the duty owed to the agent and the agent may recover damage the breach has caused to the agent, and the agent may terminate the agency relationship. Next slide. And then now is payment term agreement. So the date of paying agent agreement is at 11 December 2022. Besides, in this agreement, agents and principal meet the mutual agreement in terms of payment term by following the provision. So first provision is time of payment. All the payments for ships delivered shall be paid by wire transfer to an account designated by us or its agency, or before 30 days, the principal delivers an invoice for such yachts to the agent. Next, mode of payment. The payment will be split into 50% in advance before start the job, and another 50% is paid after completing the job. And next is application and term of agreement. The payment terms can extend when all yachts delivered by the principal to the agent on or after the time mentioned. Next slide. And lastly is the responsibilities of principal in paying agent. When something bad happened, the principal should protect the agents when performing the duties according to the agreement, which is the action that bring the good benefit for the principal and agent. Moreover, the principal should reimburse the payment for agent for all reasonable expenses incurred when performing the duties. And then when the damages or loss occur, the third party want to claim for the damages, the principal will be responsible for it. And next, at the time after effective date, next. Okay. At the time after effective date of the agreement, principal shall indemnify the agents from all claims that may occur arising from the principal operation of the business, principal failure to perform under any agreement, and principal's breach of any obligation or representation under this agreement. Next slide. Now I will explain about the records and force majeure. So during that term, the agent should maintain accurate books and record relating to its performance of the service, including copies of order and confirmation of orders, invoices approval, supporting documentation, shipping, and payment records. The principal may inspect and obtain copies of these books and records on reasonable request. Besides, a party will not be considered in breach of and will not be liable to the other party for any delay or failure to perform its obligation under this agreement by reason of fire, earthquake, flood, explosion, strike, period, war, terrorism, or similar event beyond the party's reasonable control. However, in a force majeure event occurs, the affected party shall, as soon as practicable, notify the principal about the incident and its impact on the performance under this agreement, and also use reasonable efforts to resolve any issues resulting from the force majeure event and perform its obligation under this agreement. Next slide. And this is the entire agreement. This agreement constitutes the final agreement of the parties. It is the complete and exclusive expression of the parties' agreement about the subject matter of this agreement. That's all from us. Thank you.
Okay.